Welcome to Geek Speak Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Geek Speak Live, Friday Night Live, here from Kaboom Comics. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, direct from the bar, our host, Todd Bailey. Woo!
Drink to me only, that's all I ask, and I will drink to you. Yeah? How long have I been on?
About 20 seconds.
Oh, we're live. Hello. This is my co-hostess with the mostest. He's the Jerry Lewis to my Dean Martin. Actually, is that offensive to some people?
I think that I would be the Jerry Lewis character, yes.
Can you say, "Oy vey, hey lady"?
Lady!
Yeah, he's my Jerry Lewis. This is Mr. Wade Copson.
Hey! Look at this. We're sitting at the desk to start the show. We're not running up to the camera. What's going on?
Oh, it's because we've got brand new technology that is coming at you tonight, all our fantastic viewers. Now, just a little warning that if it does stop, we will be straight back. Don't stress and go, they've disappeared for the night, unless we disappear for the night. But we are trialling this new tech. It is very promising, and we cannot wait to see your reactions when we do some... I've even brought notes, Ginge. I typed shit up today.
Please leave us some comments below to say good day and also to let us know how the brand new feed is going.
Tell me how my singing was at the start. Hello, Laura, Scott, Danny. Good to see you all. That's the people first tuning. Can you
Hey!
Hey!
Laura said, woo!
Ginger does the same. Woo!
But
Ooh,
she also said, uh-oh. Was that uh-oh to Todd singing?
Well, yeah. Hey, come on. What? Is it not the good?
The brand new microphone we're using sounds pretty good as well.
Wonderful. So anyway, let's kick it along. Geek Speak Live, Gin.
Woo!
Have you got some stuff to kick it off with?
Yes, with everyone going through COVID at the moment, NBC Universal has thought, you know what? We're going to capture this market of people being at home. We're going to start a comic book company.
What?
So
hang on, they're actually kicking off their own brand spanking new comic book company.
It's for up and coming talent.
Their version of DC or Marvel or Image is what you're saying.
Exactly right. But
what's the name of it?
They're going to call it UCP. Universal Content Productions.
Comics.
Graphic. UPC Graphic.
Graphic. And they're going to make comics or graphic novels?
Well, they don't really know.
So this is all brand new. This is just coming out.
What really they want to do is to make content that they can make movies from.
Which, I don't know. That sounds a little bit to me. It's like, instead of making cool books, that then, if it sells well, I will spin that out into a multimedia type thing. Mm-hmm. No, we're just simply going to do IP.
Yep.
So to me, they kind of, whenever people have done that before, the stories usually suck.
Aliens versus Cowboys?
Aliens versus Cowboys versus... No, what was it?
Cowboys versus Aliens.
Yeah. That was literally done as an IP thing. And the movie, look how the movie turned out. Although I kind of like it. It's a pleasure.
Everyone's got a little soft
It's
spot
not
for
great, but the comic was actually rather rubbish.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But didn't he sell it to the makers based solely on
the sales?
Poster?
No, on the sales. Because what it was, he produced the comic book, put it out through Diamond Comics. He bought all these friggin' books back so that it would shoot up the top of the sales charts, and then turned around and went, look how the book sold, and Hollywood went, oh yeah, right, we'll make a movie of it.
That's what they do with the music sales, is that if your music isn't in the top 10, they'll just go buy so many 100,000 copies of your album.
It's cheating!
Just to pump it up.
Do we need to hire a Russian bot to get our numbers up?
I think so. But what they've done is it's up-and-coming comic creators. Mm-hmm. Guess who was the first person they decided to hire?
I don't know.
The young up-and-coming person known as Grant Morrison.
Grant Morrison's not up and coming. Grant Morrison's been around since the late 80s.
He's pretty established.
Bloody hell. But he's heading the company? Is he editor-in-chief?
No, he is just brought on to do content.
Okay, righto. So what's the name of the company again?
It's UPC Graphic, Universal Content Productions.
When are they meant to be having books hit the market?
They're saying at the end of this year.
Okay.
The comic that he is producing is called Proctor Valley Road. Doesn't really strike you as being... Yeah, and it's about a group of teen girls in the 60s, and they are the reason boys go missing.
Right. I don't know, when you said Proctor Valley High, In my head, I had the tune to Degrassi Junior High.
Yeah.
In my head, Degrassi Junior High. Who else out there watched Degrassi growing up?
I watched Degrassi Junior High, was it?
Did you ever watch the Jane Silent Bob? I've got the DVD where Kevin Smith and Jane Hughes actually went and visited. It was an actual episode where they appeared in Degrassi.
Scott said that it sounds great. Tech is doing good so far.
I read that as fart. This is a lovely 18-year-old that I'm drinking tonight, by the way.
Scott's.
Is it strong?
Scott also said, "Hooray! A bunch of stories that I will sometimes understand and sometimes be scratching my head trying to understand."
It was Grant Morrison. Yeah, that's. I love some of his early stuff.
Yeah.
His JLA run back in the day was phenomenal, but then you start reading other stuff. I'm like, I don't think I'm high enough or stoned or whatever else to be able to get it. But what else you got for me?
Hey, there's a new comic out that I think sounds really, really cool. It's been out for a while, but they're now putting into a trade.
Yep.
It's called The Wrong Earth, Day and Night.
Who's the publisher of that, Jim?
It is called Ahoy Comics.
Ahoy!
Comics.
We've actually gotten some Ahoy comics in for our customers.
So what it is it's Dragonfly and Dragonfly Man.
Yes. I actually got sent.
So cool.
I got sent a file when this book was first coming out.
Yep.
And they sent me a digital file to see if we wanted to get it in. I was holding out. I didn't get it in for single issues because some of these indie series, if it's hot, they don't do follow-up printings.
Yes.
So I thought, I'll hold out. And there's nothing worse than talking it up to someone, then you can't get copies easily. So I thought, I'll hold out till they do the graphic novel and I'll get it in.
Yep.
I read the first couple of chapters as a digital thing, which you know I don't like doing.
Yes.
But I thought, I'll give it a shot because it's an indie company. They were nice enough to send me these files. I actually enjoyed it. It was rather kind of cool.
And what they're saying...
It was that kind of Batman Robin-esque adventure type.
They're touting it as what if Adam West's Batman teamed up with Frank Miller's Batman.
Yes.
And that concept sounds so cool to me.
It is kind of like it's two different universes.
Two tones.
Anyway, check it out. What was the name of it again?
It is called The Wrong Earth, Day and Night. Laura said, I can't remember which Degrassi I watched, but yeah, I did. Everyone watched
Snake.
Degrassi.
Remember Snake?
Snake? Was that Wheels?
I think Wheels was a character. Yeah. We're old, so we watched the old Degrassi.
The original one.
The original Degrassi.
You know what? I actually remember that the very last episode of the high school one, and they did that as a special, but they played that at like 8:30 at night because it was a little risque.
Well, they still about sex, teen sex.
Well, in this one, they did the deed.
They now? They did the deed, Ginge, did they? Ooh.
On to other news.
Sorry, I was just channeling a bit of Kenneth Williams there. I read a thing about him. Remember the old Carry On movies? You ever watched the Carry On movies?
I have watched the Carry On movies. We better be very particular about what we say right about now.
Great British humour, but I read a sad thing about him the other day.
Yeah?
You know, he took his life in like the late 80s, Kenneth Williams.
Well, thanks for bringing the
Kenneth
show
Williams
down.
was the guy who used to talk like this. That guy. He was he did a lot of stage comedy and stuff in Britain. And I never knew. But yeah, apparently he wrote diaries, and the diaries were released after his death and went on to become top-selling books, the stuff. And there's people who've done stage plays based on his life and the tragic end. Yeah, like his friends flat out said there's no way he took his own life.
Yeah.
They reckon he accidentally overdosed on barbiturates.
Okay.
But it was real suicide.
Yeah.
And get this, the guy had done however many freaking Carry On movies. They were top rating for the UK.
Yes.
Do you know he never owned his own place? He lived in little tiny rented flats in London, and there was a great bunch of British comedians who actually rented a flat to write a comedy series in the same block because they were inspired by Kenneth Williams. I'm trying to think who the friggin' comedians were, but anyway, it's out of my head. But yeah, it was just sad because I've always loved him.
A very distinctive character. He didn't play different.
Do you know? Apparently, he'd go out and he'd always say he'd go to dinner.
Yep.
With friends in London, and he'd kind of go out of his way to say to them, "Oh, don't put us anywhere where people are going to see us and stuff like that." You know, he'd be, "Oh no, I don't want." And then they'd actually sometimes even put a shade, like what do you call it,
like a room divider,
around the table in the back corner for him and his friends. But then he'd really amp up, had that really distinctive, darling, kind of voice. And they said he'd go above and beyond, and even though he's covered, people would be like, "That's Kenneth Williams over there," He drew attention to himself. Anyway.
Dean's watching at home. G'day, Dean. Thanks for tuning in, man.
Hey, Jared, how are you?
He says that Carry On movies were some of the best.
Best porn for 12-year-old me? Dean, don't tell me you didn't whack one out to Sid James, did you? Oh, yeah, he was another fantastic British comedian.
Just quickly, g'day to Jared watching at home. Hey, man.
Jared's he's a very happy lad because his beloved Green Machine, the Canberra Raiders, won last night.
G'day to Paul watching at home. Hey, man.
Mr. Clyden,
Hey.
tip of the hat. This 18-year-old's going down a real treat, I tell you.
Don't be saying that out loud.
Now we're going to try one of the new. You ready?
Okay. What are we talking about?
I've got a bit of
we're
comic
going to use
news.
some new technology here.
I remember I said the other week I've been rereading American Vampire.
Yes.
I've got some American Vampire news for you. Mm-hmm. You got that there? Anyway, American Vampire by Snyder and Albuquerque returns this October with a 70s setting and vibe. Okay? The long simmering next volume of Scott Snyder and Raphael Albuquerque's American Vampire series has a name and a release date. It's called American Vampire 1976, and it's coming out this October to comic shops. The characters in 76 are in a really dark place in terms of the fight against evil, and he says the 70s mirror our current era in many ways, the anxiety, fear, and the re-examination of the American identity. And the book opens on Skinner Sweet, that's the main vampire character, working outside of Vegas, doing death-defying Evel Knievel type stunts, trying to die, because he's been around for so many years he wants to die, right?
Okay, right.
There's a kind of Son of Sam plot in New York City with Cal and Travis, two other characters from the previous series. A political thriller plot in there with Felicia, and all sorts of 70s iconography. So he's come out and said this is actually his favourite arc to write thus far.
Okay, cool.
So as I said, set in 1976, and it's a 9-issue series. It's going to come out as a black label book through DC Comics in stores in October. That's the cover right there. Can you see that beautiful cover by Raphael Albuquerque? And I tell you already, this will be going on my pull list.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to that
Very
one.
cool.
What else you got for me?
While we were talking about London before, Uncharted, the movie. Mm-hmm. Tom Holland had teased that the crew had all taken COVID tests to make sure that they were all okay. They still haven't started filming again.
Really?
They still haven't started filming again. This movie sounds like a cursed movie.
I reckon there is a number of movies throughout history that have had Don Quixote by what's his name? You watched the documentary on it.
Yes.
He's a python, isn't he?
He is one of the pythons. He's the American python.
Graham. Was it Graham?
No.
Anyway,
but while we're talking about cursed films, this week I found a documentary series called Cursed Films.
Oh.
And it does like The Exorcist, Poltergeist.
What was wrong with
Omen.
The Exorcist? Or are you talking about like the people in the movies are cursed?
But yeah, because one of the actors in it died. Another actor, his brother, died on the first day of filming.
Holy shit! Was the Crow in that?
The Crow was another one of the movies that was part of this series. Yeah, and then also The Twilight Zone. And
yes, directed by John Landis.
If you've never seen what happened in The Twilight Zone, check that out on YouTube. It's
There's actually a law was made about children working on film sets after certain hours and all that kind of thing because of what happened on Twilight Zone. Let's just put it this way. Chopper blades and heads don't go together. We're not going to talk any more about that because you can go and watch that one for yourself.
It's full on. The cinematographer Bill Pope, who did the Matrix movies,
yes,
he was on Roger Deakins' podcast this week. Roger Deakins is an Australian cinematographer, and he started up his own podcast. What Bill Pope said about the Matrix sequels will blow your mind, and I think you will thank me for not doing this on our movies.
When you say the Matrix sequels, are we talking about the new ones they're doing now?
No, the Matrix 2 and 3.
Which I don't think I've ever seen 3.
Haven't you?
No. Can I be honest? I've never been a Matrix fan.
Come on. Well, I went and saw the Matrix 1 when it came out in cinemas, and I kind of wasn't on board with it, but it wasn't until years later rewatching it that I went, okay, yeah.
I remember you and I went to